listening to an audio article by the Common Constitution. Today's article is entitled, Savings from Imprisoning Illegals Will Pay for the Border Wall. Obviously, the majority of people crossing the border aren't criminals or even bad people. And by criminals, I mean committing a crime beyond crossing our border illegally. But we hear stories all the time about criminals who commit violence of one sort or another, and the story is always the same. So-and-so illegal immigrant attacked, raped, murdered someone. The umpteen times deported illegal was arrested for fill in the blank. In 2013, then-President Barack Obama tweeted, quote, "If we can save even one life from gun violence, it's worth it," unquote. In 2012, shortly after the Newtown school massacre, Obama took to the mic saying, quote, "If there's even one step we can take to save another child or another parent or another town from the grief that's visited Tucson and Aurora and Oak Creek and Newtown and communities from Columbine to Blacksburg before that, then surely we have an obligation to try," unquote. This is the common refrain from anyone on the left for virtually any supposed wrong. Yet when it comes to issues which are sacred to them, they don't have the same passion. No leftist will ever utter those words regarding stopping or even curtailing abortions. And they will certainly never say the same of illegal aliens, even in the face of overwhelming evidence. Now, I could cite dozens, if not hundreds, of documented cases of violent crime perpetrated on American citizens by illegals that have previously been deported, many of which on multiple occasions. The latest was reported by Breitbart. Quote, "Border Patrol agents in the Yuma sector arrested a Mexican national who has been deported on numerous occasions. It is at least the second time this year the convicted child rapist has been arrested in the Yuma sector after being deported," unquote. Quote, "Yuma sector agents patrolling in the area of Andrade, California, arrested a Mexican national, 55-year-old Hector Gutierrez Perez, after he illegally crossed the border with another man. A records check at the station revealed the man has a lengthy history of criminal convictions, including the rape of a minor under the age of 14, and immigration violations," unquote, according to the information provided to Breitbart, Texas, by Yuma Sector Border Patrol officials. Well, that's terrible. Whatever can we do? Well, to quote the above former president, quote, "If there's even one step we can take to save another child or another parent or another town, then surely we have an obligation to try," unquote. And there is one step, Mr. President, Democrats and leftists alike, build the damn wall. It's so obvious to everyone that an impenetrable wall will mitigate the amount of first-time illegal crossings and especially recidivist criminals. And the relatively paltry construction costs will take care of itself within a few years. How so? The wall construction will pay for itself just by not having to imprison illegal aliens at the taxpayer's expense. In 2016, the Federation for American Immigration Reform, or FAIR, calculated that there are approximately 55,000 criminal aliens in federal prison and another 297,000 in state and local prisons. Quote, "Our fiscal cost study in 2010 estimated administration of justice costs at the federal level related to criminal aliens at $7.8 billion annually. The comparable cost to state and local governments was $8.7 billion annually," unquote. Think the costs have risen in 8 years? I think so. Now, many of these states and localities are broke already, yet they continue to spend money prosecuting and imprisoning these scumbags. If we had the wall, most could just be shipped back from where they came with little threat of them being able to return, thus saving Americans from the horror of repeat offenders and the states and the feds a boatload of money. But many may ask, shouldn't they pay for their crimes? Well, I agree. Yes, they should. which is why shipping them back to the hellholes they came from will be a greater punishment than hanging out in a relatively cushy American prison. Build the wall, ship the illegal alien prison population out of our country, and lock the door. Thank you for listening.